everybody, it's me, Just Artful, and today I'm going to be doing another DIY. This DIY is a message in a bottle decoration. The items you will need is a glass bottle, twine, a printable scrapbooking piece of paper of old paper. I decided to write a story on mine, sand, and for decoration I will be using seashells, clay spheres. I made clay, rolled them in a ball and let them dry to create these. And lastly, pearl beads. You will also be needing glue and scissors for this project. The first thing I'm going to do is take my piece of paper and roll it up tightly so it can fit into my jar. So this is too big for my jar, so you just want to make sure that you rolled it up tightly enough that it can easily slip into your jar. Like so. Then you're going to take your twine and wrap it around your paper and create a knot. Cutting off the excess. And here is the message. Next, I'm going to take my sand So I have my sand open, and I'm going to take my bottle, and you want to make sure that there's few liquids or it's pretty dry in your bottle. So now I'll be pouring my sand into my bottle. I filled my bottle up with sand. I filled it roughly about to here, but the way I made it look like I filled it up more is my bottle at the ends were slightly wet. You don't want it to be too damp, but have slightly wet. I then shaked it around like so, making sure it gets all the edges, and a couple of sands stuck. So it makes your bottle look like you have a lot more sand than it actually does. And this way you can save sand for other projects. The next thing is you're going to take your paper and slip it in. You can just shake your bottle until you get your message in the right spot that you like. Here. I now have my message in my bottle and my sand. Time for some decorations. I'm first going to plop some beads, some pearl beads, into my bottle so they look like pearls. I now have my beads at the bottom, and they really do look like pearls. However, they're very small, so to add some more decorations, I'm going to be taking my clay beads, and I'm only going to be using a couple, and plopping them down in the bottle as well. These will look like pearls or pieces of shells. I've added all the decorations into my jar, into my bottle. However, I feel like there should be more decorations. So what I will be doing is at the rim of my bottle, I'll be hot gluing twine around it. My hot glue is hot and is ready. So I'm first gonna do one line. I'm starting from here, and I'm just gonna be doing one line. That way I have time to put my twine down before the hot glue dries. I'll be slowly wrapping it around, doing small line after small line. This gives you more control and is easier to do, but it does take a long time. I strongly advise for you to be careful though, however, when you're doing this, because you could touch the glue by accident and burn your finger. Don't worry if you made a mistake like I did, where there's a bit in between these two strings, because you can just go over it once you're done. So I've come to the end of the bottle, and so I'm just going to cut it out, take my hot glue, and you don't want to put a lot, but put very little, and just glue that last little strand down. And then if the very tips still sticking up, I like to push it down with the hot glue. Careful of your fingers. And push it down. So as you can tell, my bottle isn't perfectly covered. I actually like it this way. It looks more rustic and not perfect and manicured, so you can fill it in, make sure there's no gaps, but I like it the way that it is. As you can see, there's a lot of black still showing. You can go over it, keep going over it until there's none. As I said, I do like it this way. So I'm going to keep it like that. Now we're coming to the end of our message in a bottle. And the last thing I'm going to do for final touch is I'm going to take one of these seashells. I'm going to, you can either glue it here, right here, but I'm going to glue it right on top of the twine we just did. And I'm choosing the side that has a lot of black showing, just because like it's a little too much. And we'll just glue that down right there. So what you want to do is, I'm gluing the seashell because you don't know exactly the spot, and this way you can move it a bit. So I have the edges glued, and I'm just going to firmly, careful of your fingers, place it down. I only did the top edges, that way I'm going to fill in the rest of the gaps, like here. Make sure you push it down hard so it stays. And I'm just going to fill in any of the gaps you'll see. I'm going to fill that in with hot glue so this shell will not move no matter what. When you are filling in these gaps, push down so that the glue can dry compressed, because if you don't, because the seashell isn't completely touching it, it will separate and there'll be a long string, and you don't want that. So press firmly down until it has somewhat dry, and then you're good. Lastly, just shake all the things back in place. Kind of shake them in so you get them in the right position that you'd like. And you have your message in a bottle. Now I'm adding a top of the bottle to mine. You don't have to have this, but I'm just keeping it in here so it's nicely secured. What you could even do, if you do have a bottle, is add a seashell to the top, but I added mine here, so I'm gonna keep it like this. So this is my message in a bottle. I hope you guys like this.